Hey Taurus, how are you doing? This reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Keep in mind this is a general read. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. What is going on with the fabulous and most magical Tauruses? What do you need to know? What do you need to see for your highest good? Present time, the 10 of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. What's coming towards you? The 10 of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. What you're focused on is the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. In your blockage is Judgment, Major Arcana 4, Scorpio. And your outcome is the High Priestess, Major Arcana 4, Pisces. Also read that as Cancer. Okay, Taurus, let's clarify this and find out what is going on. Present time, you have the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands, yes, could be oppression, feeling like you have extra duties or extra responsibilities, but this is also carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you need to delegate or off duty some kind of task or responsibility. I'm also getting in your focus, Page of Swords could be information that you need to get off your chest. This might be heavy information, but it's necessary. But it is also a person coming to you. This person might be saying something to you and it might be catching you off guard, or you might feel a little bit triggered, but it's necessary. Page of Swords can also be inquiring and being inquisitive, asking a lot of questions. This could be also a situation where maybe a work dynamic or something that used to fulfill you is no longer fulfilling you. Like it feels a little bit one-sided, and your intuition is either pulling you in a direction, or there is something about you secretly putting out your resume, putting out your feelers. I'm also getting there could be a person who is watching you online. You could be watching another person online. 10 of Wands. And the 9 of Pentacles. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Well, the 9 of Pentacles is knowing your worth, knowing your value. Is this of value? This is also about self-care, TLC, and placing healthy boundaries with anything that is one-sided. Now, this could be a one-sided dynamic between you and a family member, one-sided dynamic between you in a situation that you used to love. Because 10 of Cups is fulfillment, happiness, happy-go-lucky, being in good company, returning to good health and healing, financial recovery. So something about you making your own way and not being codependent or reliant on anyone, especially with that 9 of Pentacles. What is this 10 of Cups? And the Ace of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Well, the Ace of Cups is tranquility, love. Something about a heavy love for fulfillment or commitment. And at Ace of Cups is also somebody new. So you could be meeting somebody new through a friend or a family friend. This is also getting a fur baby. Great companion, very therapeutic. Heavy independence. And some of you are extremely hyper independent, where you have adapted to a situation of always carrying extra duties or responsibilities. So there is something about feeling pressurized. I'm also getting something about hypercriticism, to release and let go of feeling pressure. What is this Page of Swords in your focus? This could also be a person who does want to reconcile with you. It means letting bygones be bygones, clean slate, not pointing fingers. But with Judgment in the blockage, it's somebody who is gripping and holding on to an old identity. So this person's not willing to change, not willing to budge. And the 9 of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Well, the 9 of Swords is stress, worry, frustration, sleepless nights. You could also have a new baby. Something about a child. This can also be migraines, headaches, and maybe there's something you are investigating. But this is like thinking worst case scenario when worst case scenario doesn't happen. It is also my obnoxious brat in the tarot. It's somebody who talks a big story and their words and actions don't reflect on what they're doing. So always watch somebody's actions versus their words. It is also saying something and being really short with another individual or person, because again, it's kind of one-sided in a dynamic. And so you could say something quite short, but I feel like you're just short on sleep. So there's something about like needing to come back to this heavy TLC and to surrender, feeling pressurized or comparing yourself to people. This is also somebody who is gripping and holding on to the rope. It means this person's not willing to budge, not willing to sacrifice. Because judgment is about surrender the rope, release and let go of, because not all the thoughts you think are real. Okay. Judgment. And the 7 of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Well, the 7 of Wands can be a situation that's coming in and catching you off guard or by surprise. 7 of Wands can also be somebody who is very defensive and defiant. Or something about shrugging something off. So it's almost like you're trying to bring something or vocalize something, but I'm also getting this is very novice and naive. Seven of Wands, somebody here is not holding the line, not being accountable or responsible for the role they played in this circumstance or situation. So the outcome here is the High Priestess. Well, the High Priestess can be, yes, patience, trusting your gut feelings. It feels very gentle. Something about observe. And maybe that this is something about observe or reserve. Observation. Okay, so observation. And the 4 of Cups. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Well, the 4 of Cups is emotionally detached from a person, place, or a situation. I'm also getting something about you need to trust your intuition here. 4 of Cups is my milk has expired, the milk has curdled. Kind of feels like you're marinating or paralyzed in some kind of thought. It's like a looping thought pattern. So like think about a piece of steak. Well, we marinate the steak for what? Sometimes a couple of hours. This is like marinating in a lot of thought, and then it's paralyzing you to do what? Take some kind of action, because this is comparing yourself to another individual. This is also watching a lot of tarot. Something about watching a lot of tarot. Review or assessing. So what's happening is something here is really distracting, but it's distracting you from seeing this opportunity, and the opportunity is coming through creating your own fulfillment and happiness. So this is about you being solid and stable. Yeah, you can get everything done. There's something about being really hyper independent. And almost you have adapted to running on fumes, burnout. So there is something about like unconditional love or more water, hydrating your body. Then I got something about hydro. What is this 10 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles? And the 10 of Pentacles. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Well, the 10 of Pentacles is your end all be all, your big old house, your white picket fence. I'm also getting something about community and connection. Now, this could have something to do with legacy, luxury, inheritance. Some kind of heavy commitment. What is this 10 of Cups? It's a beautiful card. You could also be working around your home, doing things around your home, changing your environment, changing your community. After a time that you have been very independent. We're here to collaborate. So what is this 10 of Cups and Ace of Cups? Somebody new coming on the scene. And the Ace of Wands, some kind of new creation. Now, this could be like a creative talent, a creative skill, some kind of creative art. And then I'm just getting something about a person or you here is watching way too much tarot, and it's very distracting on what you should be focusing on, especially with that Ace of Wands, which is news, communication. This can also be you being a channeler, being confident. Yeah, this is like the stick of power. And again, going back to electricity. Now, this could also be knowing a friend of a friend. Let's just say that your home, there's something crossed of the wires. I'm getting something about electrician. What is this Page of Swords and Nine of Swords in your focus? This is heavy stress, heavy anxiety, heavy worried, stalking, watching. This can be you comparing your life to other people's life. But what I'm saying here is you have the capability to create exactly of what this other person is doing. So it could be, you know, the reversed here. But Page of Swords is, again, somebody who, yeah, I've got all this going on. I've got all that going on. I got, you know, all these rolling. But do they? Stressed out of something you need to say. What is this Page of Swords and Nine of Swords? Could be a Gemini or a Leo that you're having issues with. And the Empress. Major Arcana 4, Taurus, Libra. Holy smokes, that's beautiful, luscious energy. I'm getting something about like mother and child. Now, this could be an adventure of mother and child, and maybe you are a new mother. I'm also getting something about relax, lean back. This is also about graciousness, beauty, luxury, the finer things in life. Being open and receptive to love, help, and support. Fertility. There's something about like worried that something's not going to work. What is this? Judgment and Seven of Wands. Dealing with somebody who is defiant and defensive. This person's not willing to change, not willing to budge. Or being caught off guard by somebody who does want to reconcile with you. But I always get, without a behavior change, is nothing but manipulation. And it's going to lead you, again, if you don't trust your intuition, here, you're going to be kicking yourself. This is boredom. This is somebody who is bored. Milk has expired. The milk has curdled. What is this? Judgment and the Seven of Wands. And the Page of Pentacles. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Well, that's another student. Study. This could also be something about study abroad, or when the Page of Pentacles is in the blockage, this is, you know, or let's talk about the Page of Pentacles in the upright. The Page of Pentacles in the upright is new goal, new manifestation, and new money. This can also be some kind of new routine. So to get a different result in your life, this is about you adding something new to your routine. And this could be taking a course, taking a class, upgrading your skills. Something about classification. Somebody has class and value. Now, Page of Pentacles in the blockage is somebody who is a sandwich short of a picnic and doesn't have two pennies to rub together. So there could be a situation where you're fantasizing and dreaming of some kind of commitment connection with another person, but you're seeing possibly that they are, having it made. They work from home, or you're comparing yourself to another individual. Could be actual tarot readings or something esoterics, like a healer. So therefore, there's something about being distracted on what everyone else is doing, or your intuition is trying to get your attention, being caught off guard or by surprise by somebody who's defensive and defiant. Now, this could be somebody you work with. You could work with children. I'm getting something as well, like you could be like whatever you're doing with children here. This could be your brother, sister, cousin, family. It's kind of family issue. And the 8 of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Yeah, it could definitely be a Gemini here. Possibly a Pisces, Pisces, maybe a Scorpio, but this feels like emotionally withdrawn. But I'm also getting something about marinating. Like, you can trust your intuition. Trusting your intuition is a gut feeling. So you have a gut feeling here. And to observe, just watch somebody's behavior. And then the 8 of Swords is self-imposed prison, stuck, tied, trapped, and marinating. And disappointment, regret, blame, boredom. So again, if you're bored or discontent or disappointed or dissatisfied in your life, Page of Pentacles is your best friend. But in the blockage is somebody who's gripping and holding on to something that's too small. So you could be very defensive and defiant of not wanting change, or somebody around you is like hard to deal with. And, like I said, it could be somebody who has their back up, or you're teaching this person tough love to advocate for oneself. Because 7 of Wands is somebody who is having a hard time finding 1 or 2 things that are priorities. So again, going back to 1 or 2 things here, Taurus, are priorities to you. The rest is noise, distractions, and obligations. Communication, compromise, forgive, and work it out. But there's somebody here who's not willing to take responsibility or accountability for their side of the street. It is also somebody who learns lessons over and over and over and over again. And then therefore they feel more and more stuck in some kind of scrolling, doom scrolling, social media, focusing on what this person's got going on. And it doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody who's doing this to you here, Taurus. Gold digger, they want your money being used. Well, you do have the Page of Pentacles in the blockage. And again, the Page of Pentacles is usually my sandwich short of a picnic, or somebody who you think is matching you, but they're not. So you're going to be stuck in some kind of withdrawal. I'm also getting something about you need to trust your gut feelings, because I feel like this is going to lead you to some kind of rabbit hole or marinating and be like, oh gosh, why didn't I trust my intuition? This is a need for you to trust your intuition. Mercury retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. So Page of Swords is, yes, my obnoxious brat in the tarot. It could be somebody who's triggered and jealous and bothered. But it can also be a situation where if you are lack of sleep, when intellect is very low, or emotions, the same thing. When emotions are very low and intellect is very low, it's really hard to make a cognitive decision of like yes or no. So there's something about withdrawing from some kind of prison. Something here is you're like marinating, like going down a rabbit hole. You don't have to go down this rabbit hole. Because you could be saying, well, why is this person a gold digger? Why do they want my money being used? Why? You don't have to know that. What this person is doing is none of your business. But what you're doing is your business. So where is your focus? I replay our conversations over and over. So you just have to be honest. Are you marinating in this, or is it the other person? Because you might be holding some kind of thought, Page of Swords, of somebody being like, yeah, you know what? When I pass away, this property, this home, this house is going to be yours, right? So you replay that conversation, but I think something here has changed, right? Could also be a relationship, right? I will wait for a sign from you. And we both know I am not the one for you. So that's about you just not lying to yourself. But I feel like your intuition, your gut feelings, and you might be heavily distracted on this person, or somebody's heavily distracted on you because, you know, you make good money, you have a home, you know, you got family around you. Also something about social status or something about your status. I couldn't let you get close to me. Well, they're the Page of Pentacles, right? So somebody here wants to reconcile, but this can also be something about longing and desiring for more in life. So if your soul is longing and desiring for more in life here, Taurus, there's a fear inside of you of either vocalizing yourself or putting yourself out there or trying something new. So then therefore you're going to stay stuck, doom scroll, and then you're going to be like, gosh, damn it, I should have trusted my intuition. Or there's something about possibly even watching a tarot reading and there's a feeling inside of you where you know you need to do something. So just pay attention to that as well. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. This is something new. But also, you don't need to know everything today. It's almost like they're training you on the job. Goldfish, increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. Yeah, those growing pains. Cup, you should accept valid criticism. I accept valid criticism from somebody who has either gone through this scenario or, you know, if you're saying like, you know what she's saying is correct. So where is one or two things that I need to prioritize and the rest is just noise. Hammock, taking a vacation, either physically or mentally. So I think a mental vacation, like give your brain a timeout. Horseshoe, good luck. So you have amazing cards, plus you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. Some kind of new relationship is coming in, or there is something about out with the old and in with the new. Something here has expired, but there's something about you still marinating on some kind of old friendship, an old situation, or you're comparing this new person that's coming in to an old person, or you don't even see the opportunity here, right? Because somebody is too distracted on everything else. The Eight of Swords. I'm distracted by thinking about this thought. I'm thinking about this thought over and over and over again. Is this my intuition? No. Fear is loud and in your face. Your intuition is that soft and subtle. So relax, lean back, and there's something about observing your behavior with your thoughts, because not all the thoughts you think are real. Taurus, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how this resonates with you. Like, share, subscribe. And if you want to book a private reading with me, you can also do so in the description box below. Click on the link. It will take you to the website and you can check out the options there. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.